So obviously, Tom Myers versus the rest of the world is a largely political conversation. So I thought it was a perfect fit to have you on for Who Are These Politics? And I do want to dive into it. And there are so many things from today that I haven't even scratched the surface of. There's the alligator Alcatraz. The one big beautiful bill may or may not pass. It passed the Senate. That's stuff for next week. We have to look back, because that's the problem with doing a show once a week, Tom, is that sometimes you're dealing with stories that you're excited to get into, but everybody's moved on from them over the last week. But let's start off with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth crediting President Trump for the accomplishment of the military action in Iran.
The bottom line here, President Trump directed the most complex and secretive military operation in history.
In history. So not D-Day, not Hiroshima, Nagasaki. If you want to look at the other side, 9/11 was very complicated. We're not celebrating that, but I'm just making the point that did this strike you as something that we have to characterize this way, or is Pete just trying to make sure he doesn't get fired?
Well, I will say that in the interest of full disclosure, like Mr. Secretary here, I am a documented alcoholic, been in recovery, haven't touched a drop of alcohol in 13 years and change. So, but I've known people like Pete Hegseth. I've gone drinking with people like Pete Hegseth, and it can't be that much of a complex operation if the battle plan could easily be concocted by just a drunk guy just spurting stuff into a bar. Let's go. Let's find people who look Muslim and just hell with it. Let's just get them like that. That's pretty much their battle plan right there.
I do think that might be the internal dialogue after he asked them to leave the bottle of Maker's Mark in front of him. But he's really out there pounding his badly tattooed chest about the accomplishment. So Pete, and people make fun of me for calling him Pete Hegseth. I do know it's Hegseth, or I just mix them up. It's fun to get his name mix and match. So he is very proud of our military, and I think all of us except for Eric Zane are proud of our military. But the media isn't proud enough.
Half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
So he's angry at the media, Tom. And Eric, you've known people to have a few too many pops right before work. Does he move like an angry drunk, like Tom and I might think?
I can't say. I don't have that type of ability to determine anything about this guy's state of mind. I'm impressed that Tom is, but he seems fine to me. But I'm not the smartest guy in the world.
We're looking at the whole body of work, I guess, Tom. Maybe that's the difference.
I mean, just as again, recovering alky here. There is no one more adept at spinning half truths than someone who's just gone about and and just consumed a few too many.
So you're saying he's drunk right now?
There's literally no other explanation. I mean, he definitely has open micer who needs to do a few shots before he takes the stage energy. And the half truths, you can spin them, you can do whatever you want, but ultimately it's oh, listen, I thought that lady's ass was my glass of beer. All right. I mean, listen, I didn't know that was there. You guys are making this into nothing.
We've got Pete Hegseth getting into it now with Kelly O'Donnell from NBC, because if there's nothing that a mean drunk likes more, it's yelling at a woman.
There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is. These pilots, these refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear program. is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom. And then the instinct,
There's the audience.
the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times, is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons, to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks. They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on a leak. Of course, we've all seen plenty of leakers. And what do leakers do? They have agendas.
The leak.
Yeah, that's what they do is they
Like
leak.
Dank DeMoss.
Well, we did talk about what that
His boss is the P-tape guy. Don't say leak, Pete. Don't say leak. No. Don't bring up that vision.
Do you think President Trump is a little nervous there? Is that running through his mind that can we move on from the leaks at this moment? So obviously, Pete Hegseth, as a former weekend Fox News anchor, he is someone who kind of still sees the world as a ratings battle. He's calling out NBC because he's probably still got some loyalty. But in this one, he goes after a coworker, a former coworker, Jennifer Griffin, who covers the Pentagon for Fox. Let's get to the Secretary of Defense calling out a former coworker who asks a question.
Certainty that all the highly enriched uranium was inside the Fordo Mountain, or some of it, because there were satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance. Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course.
Okay, so it's the kind of question that I think a reporter should ask. It's a very boring question, but I included it because I don't think the question matches the answer.
We're watching every single aspect. But, Jennifer, you've been about the worst. The one who misrepresents the most intentionally what the president says. I'm familiar.
Report about the ventilation shafts on Saturday night, and in fact, I was the first to describe the B-2 bombers, the refueling, the entire mission with great accuracy. So I take issue with that.
I appreciate you acknowledging
You
that
have
this was
issues.
the most successful mission based on operational security that this department has done since you've been here, and I appreciate that.
Wait.
Yeah, so go ahead.
First he hates her and then he kisses her ass?
Well, I think he realized that it might have been a little harsh, and who knows, maybe his wife is friends with her or something because they used to work together.
Or he just, she was the one who got away. She was the coworker who turned down his advances. Plus, all the other reporters now are just looking at her like, "Hey, you work with the fucker, you bitch. Don't look to us to save you."
I would like if Pete Alexander turned to her and said that. She's not the only one, though. When Trump's on the stage, we have to give credit. Look, we have our favorite reporter on this show is Peter Doocy, because he asked the important questions no one else will ask. He asked a doozy about alligator Alcatraz that we'll have to show next week. But
is it a doozy for the media or just a doozy for him? Because I've seen the questions he asks, and he does do all these sort of like mental gymnastics, like, my daddy got me this job, I'd better not disappoint.
Right. Peter Doocy asks the kind of questions that are perfect for a show like this, Tom. That's why we like him so much, because he asks the same tough questions of the Biden administration that he does to Trump. But somebody that I don't usually give credit to is Caitlin Collins from CNN. So now, anytime it's her turn, like half of her time is eaten up with something like this from the president.
Fake news, CNN? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait till you hear this question.
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great our soldiers and our warriors are.
I think everyone appreciates our soldiers and our warriors. I do.
Eric, do you appreciate our soldiers and our warriors?
Whatever. They're getting paid. Fuck those guys. I don't give a shit.
Sorry that I've got you in the firing line on that, Tom. All right, let's see what Caitlin Collins wants to ask.
Soldiers and our warriors. I do have two questions for you, Mr. President. You just cited Israeli intelligence on these attacks. Earlier, you said U.S. intelligence was inconclusive. Are you relying on Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement, and it's also.
So she's asking, are you relying on intelligence from Israel? And he's like, no. Iran said it too. So he's like, no. Yeah. Our intelligence sucks, but the Israeli one's good, and Iran said it, so it must be true.
Also, like Caitlin Collins isn't exactly a bleeding heart liberal. Like she was in, like she's done a lot of work for conservative outlets, and also not a lot of people know this. CNN is owned by Discovery and Warner Brothers, and one of the board members is a guy named John Malone, who is a huge Donald Trump contributor and supporter. In fact, they've gotten rid of a lot of their sort of left-leaning commentators over the years, like Don Lemon, and then they got rid of Chris Cuomo before he kind of spiraled and went into this sort of both sidesism on what's been called the Nick at Night of news.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because you can see that this clip is actually from News Nation, which is we've had a lot of Chris Cuomo on this show, mostly because he took the time to talk to Balin Dupree, who is a TikToker with Tourette's, who may or may not have Tourette's. So Chris Cuomo asks the tough questions. He asks I need to make sure that we get to a clip where President Trump is asked about how the head of NATO earlier in this afternoon referred to him as daddy. And Trump likes it, but the key to this clip is to watch Marco Rubio behind him, the Secretary of State, when he's asked about being called daddy.
Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me.
Oh, she's got a nose like me.
If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No? He did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
So Trump tries to trump his way out of it, but she's like, okay, but I did ask you a question.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that, but do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own without...
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning.
And we could stop it there because Rubio composes himself, Tom.
At least he answered it. You know, I mean, he was being. I thought that the exchange was fine, but you're right. Rubio laughing at that is outstanding.
Yeah, that's the money shot. Yeah.
It must be very awkward for Trump to hear someone refer to him as daddy and then not think, "Oh, I want to fuck this guy." You know?
Well, probably.
He said he wanted to bang his daughter. It's out there.
Right, that
all your shit.
If he wasn't her father, he would date her. I think that does imply what you're saying. All right, well, let's move it to a local election that there's a lot of interest in. The mayoral primary, easy for me to say, in New York City for Zoran Mamdani. Which, by the way, my favorite Adam Sandler movie, Don't Mess with the Zoran. In some cases, I know you hated that joke, Easy. Don't look at me.
Of course I do.
In some cases, his win is being celebrated because of who lost. And that would be true of Brad Lander, who also lost. But he's very excited that Mamdani's win means someone else lost.
Andrew Cuomo is in the past. He is not the present or future of New York City. Good fucking riddance.
There's a little bit of a silent assassin of a clip, Easy, because you're like, why the fuck are we watching this? Because on the ABC affiliate, WABC, he says, good fucking riddance.
Wow.
So
that's fucking great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. So we do want to talk a little bit about Mamdani's win, and I want to put this into context. This is a well-educated Irish YouTuber, so you know it's not Husey because this gentleman is not drunk as he talks about this. He has some great perspective that I could have gone and gotten the original video and pretended I thought this, but he's got a room full of white liberals celebrating.
Okay, so here we have white people in New York jumping for joy because a Muslim socialist from Uganda named Zoran Mamdani will be the next NYC mayor. Jumping for joy. This is a man who wants government-owned food stores. I have to say that again. Government-owned food stores.
Okay.
That's as communist
so
as you get. Yeah. Someone posted one of his tweets from 10 years ago. This guy was cranking out anti-white tweets 10 years ago while getting 0 likes.
So he's what, the African Anthony Cumia? I don't understand the problem. Mamdani said, on the phone while walking to work, when a white guy sitting on a nearby ledge decides it's a good time to let me know what's on his mind. Well, I mean, the white people seem to like you in that video we saw.
Just pure love of the game. And then you have the same demographic jumping for joy that he's elected.
So what do you think about a potential socialist mayor for New York City? Which, by the way, unlike Greg Opie Hughes, we have to point out, he's not actually the mayor. He won the primary, and he's going to have to beat Curtis Sliwa and his red beret and his cat at the election polls. As he did last.
Tom to answer that or me? I'm sorry.
No, Tom.
Well, I mean, as a white liberal, we're very good at self-hate and self-loathing and saying, listen, white people have done enough shit and damage to this country. So
you're saying that we should give him a shot?
Like it can't get any worse? Is that what you're saying? So give it.
Exactly. And it's like, people started posting memes afterwards. After Mamdani won, they started posting images of the World Trade Center. I'm like, we have no problem electing the people who were responsible for 9/11. I mean, George W. Bush won in 2004.
even EC wants to back away from that one, which is funny. Chad's missing upper lip. So people that are considering whether or not Mamdani is somebody that they want to vote for, I'm going to say that it doesn't really matter so much the government-run food stores and socialist communist policies. I need to shine a light on the fact that not too long ago, only a few years ago, he was actually known as Mr. Cardamom. He was a rapper. And Eric, you're going to enjoy this. Here's a song about his nanny, which is his grandmother.
Gather round now, celebrate me. I'm your boss, I'm your fucking nanny. Got a dark drip, bitch, so don't fucking try me. Don't need a nano, cause I'm living my G. Kitty, my G.
I mean, it does slap. Wait till you see him.
Oh!
There he is!
Oh,
I just want to leave that up for a moment.
Yeah.
So
let's see, 3 straight, I'm presuming, cisgendered white men discussing a rap video. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, that's a great point. And,
this won't get this channel struck.
I did run that video through a process I learned from my buddy Hackride to make sure that we wouldn't get a copyright strike for it.
Oh, how about that?
Because he didn't. I guess because he believes in communism, that the proceeds of that song should be shared amongst everyone. Either that or it didn't have nearly enough page views to
a lot of references to Hackride, by the way. I mean, he's really coming into his own in this show today.
Yeah, which is interesting because if you want to look for him, you'll just have to settle for Casey Day everywhere else. But in any case, there were a few more clips, Tom, that you specifically wanted to show and comment on. And let's get to this. Is Lauren Boebert is on with our buddy Primetime Alex Stein.
Oh, and I love this chick.
You just want to go see Beetlejuice with her, right?
So hot.
So she's talking about Representative Jasmine Crockett, and Primetime Alex Stein definitely teased this one up for her.
And President Trump did everything that he was supposed to do. And he didn't need Jasmine's permission to do it.
No, he didn't. I was kind of saying that facetiously, but that video is so funny. She looks like she needs to, she's been eating at the Congress commissary a lot. But, okay, real quick. So
the sophomore, I would call it the freshman 20. You know, they try to wine and dine you and get you to all the fancy places out here. You know, I even got it my freshman year a little bit, and I wasn't going to everything I was invited to.
You owned.
What do you think about that, Tom?
I mean, it's like Alex Stein and Lauren Boebert discussing this kind of stuff, and the fact that someone like Lauren Boebert, especially, is in power and she has some say, it's absolutely depressing. And the fact that she's going on Alex Stein's show and like legitimizing him, like if a woman spit on Alex Stein's face, like that would be the first fluid that a woman would be willing to give him. I mean, he's not charming. He's not likable in any capacity.
Well, haven't you ever
wait a
seen him
minute,
with
wasn't-
the? Haven't you ever seen him with the big MAGA hat? He has the really big MAGA hat that he like wears on planes and stuff. What were you going to say, Easy?
Yeah, I thought Carl was on the show.
Carl was on the show, but that might prove Tom's point. At least for where Tom is headed. Well, we're fans of Primetime Alex Stein because he gives great content for shows like this one. Even when
you don't have to be a fan of someone to get content. I mean, I've been covering Donald Trump for the last 5 seasons on my show, and I thought he was a dunce.
Seasons?
I thought he was a dunce since 2004. Back when people thought he was a liberal Democrat. So it's my dismay goes both ways.
Easy as a fellow podcaster, you're intrigued by the fact that Tom has seasons.
Yeah,
I assume that just means you take the summers off, right?
Okay.
Summers and holidays.
Okay.
I need a break from all of this shit.
Well,
I have a life outside of podcasting.
Out of the last 100 weeks, I think we took off one. And, people would say, it's all right. You could do the show in seasons. What we have here now is Tucker Carlson, who on last week's show just filleted the great Ted Cruz. But we have him talking about Laura Loomer here, who we've featured on the show a number of times. My favorite clip is when someone Venmoed her $100 to trick her into eating dog food on her show. We've shown that clip before, so we don't need to show it again. But that's who we're talking about here, or who Tucker's talking about.
True, and it's very frustrating as a literal person who cares about what's true to see people jumping up Mark Levin or Laura Loomer, that's the world's creepiest human. I don't even know where she came from or who she is exactly, but she's running around. I'm Donald Trump's, defender. It's bizarre.
Champion.
And I'm the arbiter of what it means to be for America, someone who, again, has no interest in the United States.
Is she the creepiest human on the planet, Tom?
On the one hand, it's like Tucker Carlson has no right to talk about who is creepy looking. Neither do I, for that matter. But it's like, on the other hand, it's like, I hate that I have to agree with him. Like, this does not make me happy in any capacity whatsoever. And like all these women who are around Donald Trump, I don't know what it is, if they have to get plastic surgery or if they have to have stuff done to them, or if just being around Trump just drains their soul so much that their faces start to melt like Nazis in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I just watched that with my son. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark.
JFK
had
movie.
He's 10. It's fine. The last politics clip, I know you wanted this one. Charlie Kirk, who we've shown on the show before, he's answering a question from a 14-year-old girl just about sort of the path she should take. And this is, I think, Turning Point is the conservative organization that this is a part of. Kind of doesn't matter. So a 14-year-old girl asks Charlie Kirk this question.
Yeah, I'm Addie, and I'm 14. I'm a freshman in high school, and I was wondering, as someone who has like a different opinion on college, what would you say the pros and cons are? Because
I'm going to get to his answer in a second, but if you check in Charlie Kirk's pocket, he just got a text from Matt Gaetz. I don't know why. He just got a text from him.
I'm interested in political journalism, and what would your advice be?
Yes, so let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school where your top, who's here where your top priority is get married and have kids? Raise your hand. Okay.
It's a lot of them.
Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay, actually.
He goes on, but that's the gist of it. He's like,
they're going to college just to get married?
Yeah, the MRS degree. That it's like, and here's the thing that I will say for Charlie Kirk: a lot of those girls did raise their hands. But what did you think about that, Tom?
Yeah, they did raise their hand, like with the level of enthusiasm where it's like they're being held at gunpoint. This is a hostage video, and it said, if you don't raise your hand, we're gonna kill the family puppy.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Addie there is necessarily like, okay, it just seems like
That was
the
a
thing to do.
fantastic bait and switch. Get them to raise their hands that they one day want to be married and have kids, and then suggest they're all going to school just to find a husband.
Yes, exactly. JFK
And-
Head Chunk wants to know if we can see your notes.
Here you go, JFK Head Chunk. There you go. Well,
Here's my notes.
it's all there.
It is all there, and you just have some paw prints there. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Adam Bush with $9.99. Your friend Adam Bush. My phone's been blowing up since you played my video before the show even started. This money is for Tom only. All right, I think that's fair. All right,
nice.
we'll have to cut me, Eric, and Carl out of that $10.
I don't want
Adam Bush, very, very generous, by the way. I'll just say that Mr. Bush took care of the Tomster quite nicely. So
We
thank you very
appreciate
much.
that. Adam Bush recorded a nice video at the beginning of the show that, of course, Eric Zane didn't see because he was taking a shit or drinking coffee or
Fixing my hair, goddamn.
or drinking coffee on the toilet.